Hey all, thought I would give a quick update this morning on my 77-gallon aquarium turned sort of terrarium greenhouse, if you will, setup. So it's been a few months now. I wish I'd written down which month, but I know it's been a few months. And a lot of things have changed in here because the plants have outgrown the tank and some have been moved out. But they love it. Absolutely love it, guys. And I show you how cheap this setup is, okay? Just as a reminder, I've got plastic on top because I was not going to spend hundreds of dollars on plexiglass. And I've got lamps, regular reading lamps that are clip-on that I put grow lights in. Cheap grow bulbs, pretty much, from Canadian Tire. And they love it. I mean, look at the size of this Begonia Maculata. This is one of my many melanochrysums that I can't part with, apparently. And here I have one of my newest additions. It's not that new anymore, but still relatively new. It is the Silver Dragon, Alocasia Silver Dragon. My struggling, but seems to be doing slightly better, what's it called? It's a pear plant. Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting. It's a Vittata one, guys, a Vittata. This thing is so hard to grow. But anyway, it is doing a lot better now. I don't know, I started watering it more and giving a little more shade in here. And yeah, I was about to repot it, but I thought, no, let's just see how it does, you know, with just extra water. So far, so good. And some other melanochrysum cuttings, and my gigantic black velvet alocasia, and my struggling, got chopped up a few times because it's struggling, can't figure out what this plant wants from me. So as a last resort, before I put it in water or something, or I don't know what, I've put it in moss. A lot of sphagnum moss, some fir bark, a lot of perlite, okay? Let us see if it likes that. And I put it back in this pot that it used to be in a couple of years ago, which I drilled a bunch of holes all over, just a regular plastic pot that I got from the dollar store. I drilled a bunch of holes through it all the way around so that it has lots of air circulation. And so far, this new leaf is looking okay. It got a little malformed, but that was before I transplanted it anyway. So yeah, I will see how it does, guys. I'm crossing my fingers. Up here is my getting to be pretty large staghorn fern that I've mounted onto cork bark. And I had no idea what I was doing. All I did was read a couple of articles on Google and said, oh yeah, I could do that, and put it on the bark. And when I bought this thing, guys, I think I spent like $3 on the actual plant itself. It was like really tiny from Canadian Tire. I think it was even on sale, or it was a seedling, okay? Well, this thing, I hope you can tell the scale of it. It's huge. It is absolutely enormous. And I don't know what to do with it, because the intention is to hang it somewhere in my place here, in my house, so that it can just be like a art piece, if you will, on the wall, looking pretty. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do because it's really happy in there. Obviously, it's happy because it's getting light from my other lamp here, which also has another grow bulb in it. And I don't know, it dries out completely in here without any detriment to it because it's very high humidity. Now, I had it open. See my little hygrometer down there? Very cheap little hygrometer, which works pretty well. It's like $3.99 for that thing plus tax. Yeah, pretty cheap, but works beautifully. I had the top open for a while, so obviously the humidity dropped down to like 50% or something. Normally, with this sealed off, this humidity is at least 80% consistently. Oh, actually, it goes all the way to 90% and higher. And when that happens, I get nervous, so I open just one corner of the plastic over here. That's what I do. I just lift. This is how I control humidity, guys, and temps. Mostly humidity, because I don't really measure the temperature in there, because I'm pretty sure it's like just a few degrees more than my apartment. So yeah, I just lift it up, you know, fold the tape over that's on it, and it sticks here so it stays open and this airs out. Yep. And it lowers the humidity. Right now I've got it completely closed for now because I had it open for a while. Excuse me. There is my long-suffering heart fern that I have abused. Yeah, this poor plant. I have abused this plant, guys. It's starting to look a little better, but I've done some damage. I have let this thing dry out so many times when it used to live in my other greenhouse. And yeah, you can tell it's not happy with me. But look at the newer leaves. They're starting to look good now. They're starting to look good. It was also dried out again. You know what? I need to put it in a new pot with better water holding capacity type soil, okay? The soil is too well draining even in here in the greenhouse type setting. So, yeah, it's there. It's alive. Okay, that's all I can say. Here is one of my Brantianums that I rooted from my mother plant. This plant is tricky, guys. I have not entirely figured it out yet, but it's looking a lot better than it was before. It is beautiful, but it could look better. Could look better, but this is all a bunch of cuttings that I put together in here. And it's doing well so far. So I'm sort of moving it around to see where it's mostly happy or most happy. Back there again is a plant that I love, but I keep rotting it. Yeah. Some plants just throw you off and you're not sure why. So yeah, I have rotted this Aglaonema like, I think 3 times since I've owned it. But the good thing is it's really easy to root this thing from a cutting, especially if you have a greenhouse type setting. So that's what I did. I chopped the top off, threw away the bottom couple of months ago, I think it was now. Rerooted it, and it is thriving like crazy again. It used to be out in my bedroom where it's perfectly happy for like a year, and then I accidentally gave it too much water. Yep. Anyway, it is doing well. I just love those pretty leaves. Look at them. Almost camouflage, kind of. Love it. And last but not least is my huge Alocasia Stingray, which is constantly throwing out babies, throwing out leaves. Look, there's another baby. I sold a baby recently to someone who was really happy with it. Very healthy plant. I mean, I love this Alocasia. Look at it. I love Alocasias in general, guys, but they can be a pain in the butt if you don't give them what they want. Obviously, it's really happy in here. It literally sits underneath the light. Yeah, I gotta clean my plastic. It's dirty. Anyway, sits underneath the light. You know, compact growth because it's getting very bright light. And like I said, extremely high humidity. So it is a happy camper. So yeah, my tank, you know, old tank experiment turned greenhouse is working out beautifully. And I'm very pleased with it. And yeah, this is a 77-gallon old tank, which I will not be using anymore as an aquarium because it's too old and it makes me nervous that it might burst or something, leak. Okay, so yeah, second life for it. My mother gave me this aquarium many years ago when I was a little kid, you know, and, or a teenager really. And I love it because she gave it to me. And it's huge. And they're really expensive if you were to try and buy them today. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's the update on my greenhouse aquarium, I guess you can call it. Almost everybody in there is happy. But they are thriving, even the ones who have abused. But don't you just love that alocasia? I mean, this thing is enormous. Look at it. It's always shooting up a new leaf. Oh, and I did struggle with that one for a while when it was not in here. But what I've discovered is black velvet alocasias, guys. They absolutely... What do they need? They need bright light, good air circulation, pretty chunky, well-drained. Look what it's growing in. It's mostly barky and pumice, perlite, you know, charcoal, little soil. That's it. It doesn't love to be in heavy soils, obviously, like most aroids, alocasias, you know. But it also loves high humidity. I think this plant demands high humidity. It also demands repotting on a reasonable basis. Don't leave it in the same soil mix for too long. make sure you up the pot size, because this thing has huge root system, a huge root system. Okay. And in terms of this guy here, or yeah, I mean, need I say more, right? It is a begonia, right? And maculata at that. They can be a pain in the butt if you don't give them very high humidity, or at least reasonable humidity year round. It will crisp up, and that's why I chucked this one in here, because I had it out in my living room and it was getting a little humidity, but it was crisping in winter. It was fine in summer, but then got crispy, you know, early winter, fall, and it was starting to look worse and worse. So I was like, okay, it hates me. It hates me. So I put it in here, and I mean, look at this beauty, guys. Isn't it just gorgeous? I don't know what I'm going to do when it gets to the top, but it's so pretty, you know, so pretty. Such a pretty plant. Yeah. And I just ripped out my pear plant in there, a huge zebra pear plant, you know, and because it outgrew the height of this, and plus it's a pain in the butt. I don't know. I just chucked it in the corner in my bedroom there, humidifier underneath some other plants, and I said, you better thrive, or else you're gonna have to find a new home or something, because I can't deal with your demands. Keeps crisping on the edges, even at 80% humidity. I'm sure it has something to do with the soil, guys. I'm going to repot the soil. Maybe I'll make a video out of that soon. Anyway, guys, that's just a quick update that I thought I'd throw in today, guys. So stay tuned for my Sunday talk. Because you know, guys, my new channel, The Spirited Planter. Okay, we're going to go deep. Every Sunday, we're going to go deep. All right, deep into plants, deep into life, deep in the meaning of life, deep into the things that really, truly matter. And yes, plants is one of them. But there are other things that matter as well. So join me on Sunday, okay? And don't forget to subscribe, guys. And you know what I always say? God loves you. I love you. So love each other, man. It's easy. All right. You take care, guys. I'll see you on Sunday. God bless. Bye-bye.